has a platform that I use that I had used before, and his platform is one of the so-called, I would say that it's the most user-friendly, easy to use, and get to the point software. Okay, so I think without further ado, maybe I get Ryan to introduce himself, and then we can start the ball rolling. Okay, Ryan, are you here?
Yep, Andy, can you hear me?
Yes, cool. Okay, cool. So I'll leave the stage to you now. Okay, thank you.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so I have a slide presentation. I'm going to be talking about launching products using Facebook ads and Facebook Messenger. I have a presentation that's about 30 minutes or so long. Goes from beginner topics to more advanced ways to optimize your budget, get better results with your launches. So I'm just going to get right into the presentation if that's cool with you guys. Let me just share the screen here. Okay, so, and I apologize if my internet cuts out. It's been a little spotty lately. If I have too many issues with my internet, just let me know, guys, okay? So the presentation is 3 ways to optimize your chatbot product launch campaign for better quality buyers, quicker results, and less cost. So using Facebook, ManyChat, and a software that I've worked on a lot called Rooster, which I'm a partner in. I'm going to talk about how you guys can use that. So the topics for today, we're going to be going over the basic topics of how the algorithm on Amazon works. So you understand why it is we're using Facebook, why are we using Messenger, why we're using this thing called Rooster to launch Amazon products to page 1. This is the most effective way to do it, and I'm going to go over the algorithm and why it is the most effective way to do it. Also going to go over how to set up these campaigns in under 5 minutes. I'll actually create a campaign live for you to see how quick and easy it really is. Then I'm going to talk about a few advanced topics here. So how to improve buyer quality preemptively for better results. I'm going to talk about what buyer quality is and why you should care when you're doing these types of launches. How to optimize Facebook ad performance, save budget, because if you guys are launching products using Facebook ads, you need to know how to optimize these campaigns to get better results out of your campaigns. Also, quickly going to touch on an evergreen traffic source that you can tap into on Facebook if you want to turn these launches into more of an evergreen community building exercise as well. So 2 short slides to introduce myself as Andy requested. I'm going to talk about who I am just quickly here. So I'm a corporate lawyer. Previously, I quit doing that because I didn't like driving in traffic. I started doing marketing, selling products online on Amazon about 5 years ago. I built an e-commerce business in my spare time on nights and weekends when I wasn't doing legal stuff. Focused on building one brand. So I'm very, very particular on just brand building. Build one brand, have all your customers in one spot rather than building a bunch of unrelated assets that have products scattered everywhere. I like building a strong brand, focusing all my effort on that. So that's what I've personally been doing. I learned how to use Facebook ads. I learned how to use Facebook Messenger when it was very early on, like back in 2017, 2016. I applied that to Amazon selling to launch products. There was a way that I used to do it, and now there's a newer way that's more effective. So that's kind of why I became, I guess, skilled at using Facebook ads and Messenger to launch products, because I had to do it personally to get my page 1 ranking. So I sell on Amazon. I also sell on my website, just for background. So I do like about 8 million a year across the 2 channels, about 20% on Shopify. So that's my credentials, so you guys know who's talking to you. So ranking organically on Amazon, it's the top priority for all of us because this is where the majority of your sales are going to come from. This is where the majority of your profit's going to come from. PPC is great, but we don't want all of our sales to come from paid Amazon ads. We want to have organic rankings so we can make more money. The most important element to determine rank, it doesn't really change. There are little tweaks we've made over the last several years to really optimize the process, but the Amazon algorithm's pretty much always been the same. And what I've been trying to do is find ways to make it easy to feed the algorithm exactly what it wants. In very competitive spaces, trying to launch products to page 1 with just Amazon pay-per-click, Amazon ads, it's almost impossible. Sometimes you just need a little bit extra juice, a couple extra sales just to kind of spike your rank up to page 1. Say you have a product that's just on page 2 or page 3 and you just can't figure out how to get enough traction to get it up to page 1, but you think it belongs there. Sometimes just driving a couple sales from Facebook is all you need. I'm going to go over how you can do that. And I'm also going to be shortening the process. The process to launch products using Facebook ads and Messenger, it used to be like an hour, 2 hour long process to get these campaigns up. And it was extremely hard to do, even for people like me who had a lot of experience doing it. So I've shortened the process down to just a couple minutes. So first, before I get into all that, how the algorithm works. This is why this process is so powerful. There's 4 important elements to the Amazon algorithm. What determines if a product is going to rank or not on Amazon? On-page relevancy. So this is a very beginner-friendly topic, so you need to have a product page that's optimized. The keywords in the product needs to be deemed by Amazon to be relevant for a particular search term. Like say you're selling lavender essential oil, you need to use lavender essential oil in the product name somewhere, right, in the back end. That's on-page relevancy. Keyword-specific performance. So I'm going to dive into this as well, but keyword-specific performance, it varies based on mobile and desktop, and also it's going to look at, are you getting full price buys? What amount are people spending? Are they using promotional codes? Are they searching for things through specific keywords? Sales history. So is the product getting more sales over time? Is it getting less sales over time? How long has the product been selling? The length that the product has been available and how successful it's been during that time does have an impact in it. That's why we get this thing called the honeymoon period, where newer products that haven't been on Amazon as long, or they have an easier time ranking because sales history is shorter. If performance is very good during a short time, that's the honeymoon period. Inventory availability. So where is your inventory stocked? Amazon actually will have different ranking results depending on where the person is searching. So you search a zip code in New York, you have no inventory near New York, you're going to have a worse ranking than you would, say, in a warehouse in California where Amazon has a lot of your inventory. They usually shift it around for you, but that is relevant. Okay, so on-page relevancy, I talked about this. You need to have your subject matter, backend keywords, bullets, description. This is all very common stuff that most people know. Also, you need to know that actions taken by users on your product page, that does impact on-page relevancy as well. So are they actually going up and down the page? Are they clicking add to cart? Are they looking in the images? Does it look normal to Amazon, or is it just buying right straight away, or is it just going on the page, bouncing off the page? Amazon's going to track all these metrics and see, like, is this a product that's performing well? Is it converting well? So that's just background info. Keyword specific performance here. How well does your product perform for that specific keyword you're trying to rank for? And how well does your product perform for related keywords? So if you're trying to rank for the keyword lavender essential oil, Amazon's going to look, has this product been getting sales through that keyword? Has it been getting sales through related keywords like lavender essential oil for diffuser? If you get a sale through that, that's going to give you a little credit for the main keyword as well. Keyword specific performance. You're also going to be talking about legitimate buyer quality. So are the quality buyer accounts actually buying from your product? And Amazon has access to the history of all Amazon accounts, what kind of orders they've been placing. Are they canceling a lot of orders? Are they issuing refunds? Do they leave an unnatural amount of reviews? So Amazon's going to have different filters in to determine, is this a legitimate looking quality buyer account, or is it suspicious? Quality buyer accounts give you more rank boosts. So you want to have more diverse buyer pools than just having all your buyers in one spot. I'm going to talk about a little bit why that matters in more depth, but legitimate quality buyer account. So like I said, frequently return items, unnatural amount of reviews, cancellations, how they made the purchase. Are they purchasing through actually searching for a keyword and buying, or are they going through all the same type of link? So example, some of you guys who are more, I guess, intermediate Amazon sellers, you might be familiar with two-step URLs, super URLs. If all your buyers are using the same type of URL, it might look unnatural to Amazon. And these URLs don't always work as well as, say, search, find, buy. Telling people to go to Amazon, search for a keyword, and buy through that keyword because it looks more natural. And that's how people normally search on Amazon. So now I'm going to show you in this presentation how you can keep out a large percentage of lower quality buyer accounts by using a chatbot campaign in a very specific way to keep low quality buyers out preemptively. So when you go to Facebook and you create ads, these ads can potentially target anyone on Facebook. There are low quality buyers out on Facebook, and there are higher quality buyers out on Facebook. So what we want to do is make it so the low quality buyers stay out of our deals that we're running to get ranks on Amazon as much as we can. So let me just go to this slide here. Let me just move my thing around. So the presentation block is kind of blocking my vision, so I have to move things. One moment, guys. So full price buys do count more towards ranking than, say, a coupon-based purchase. And we can get full price buys using chatbots and Facebook groups. We can also use a whole bunch of different methods that I personally use, like Google Ads, influencers, our existing email and chatbot lists, lists that we've compiled from previous launches. We can get full price buys through this, or we could just create a simple ad and run a rebate campaign using Facebook ads and Facebook Messenger. So what we want to do is get as many full price buys as we can that feeds exactly what Amazon wants for rankings. And I'm going to go over what the formula is, how many full price buys you want per day to achieve ranking. It does matter, and you want to be at least within a certain range. So from watching, a couple hundred launches, doing a lot of launches myself, Amazon is looking at the sales history of products on a rolling average. So if you've been selling a product for, say, 1 month, and during that 1 month period, it has a very strong performance for that keyword, Amazon's likely to have you ranked very well for that keyword. If you're trying to rank for lavender essential oil and a product's been out for 5 years and you've only had a strong performance for 1 month, it's going to be harder to rank. The longer it's been inactive for that keyword, the harder it is to get it to go up. Okay, so going to the next. So the ranking method that everybody knows about, the CPR method, is essentially feeding Amazon enough sales through keywords for a certain period of days so that Amazon starts to think, we should rank this product for this keyword. And the CPR method doesn't need to be followed exactly as it is for full-priced rebate buys. The CPR method was created for larger discount type campaigns. So if you run a full-price rebate campaign for like 10 to 15 days, you can actually do less than the full CPR number, because these full-price buys, these quality buyers through Facebook that we're going to be getting, it doesn't require as many purchases to get the rank. And I can skip this one. So just for your background info, if you want to check zip code based rankings, you can actually just use an incognito window in Chrome. You can type in a zip code and you can see how the ranking will vary based on different zip codes you search. Not really that important, just something I wanted to add in here. So here's the formula for the CPR method using full price buy rebates. So you figure out the CPR number, and then what you do is you apply this formula here. This is the number that I've come to find is accurate just based on watching hundreds of launches and seeing people actually do these campaigns using Boost Rooster, which is a platform that I run. So if the CPR number shows 272 sales, you need about 160 sales during a 15-day period to get the rank. And that's about 60% of what they quote there. So whatever the number is, just do about 60% of that and do it over 15 days, and you're going to be mostly fine with that, which is a lot cheaper than, say, doing 100%, because that could save you thousands of dollars on giveaways. And the step 2 trick, the way to make this work that you don't have to give out as many units, is you use a Facebook and ManyChat rebate structure to get search, find, buy purchases at full price and keep out as many low quality buyers as you can. Works better than super URLs, works better than two-step URLs. Also, it's harder for Amazon to say, we're going to stop ranking people for search, find, buy, because that's how they rank. That's how they have to rank. That's how all the customers on Amazon are finding products. So search, find, buy, meaning you tell a customer on Facebook Messenger, go to Amazon, search for this keyword, buy the product, and then you will get rank credit because they're searching for it. So people who don't actually have familiar with ManyChat, I'm going to be using a platform called ManyChat in this presentation a couple times. I'm going to be mentioning it. It's a Facebook Messenger platform. It allows you to interact with customers, potential customers on Facebook in real time using a chat bot, a messenger bot that sends people messages for you automatically. It's really good for ranking in particular because we can access and tap into Facebook's entire customer list, which is, you know, billions of people potentially. And we can rank, we can get them to do things in real time. We can say, you need to go here, you need to do this, tell us when you're done. So it's actually real-time based interaction with the customers, which is much better than really any other medium we have to interact with customers. Also, chatbots just give you a really powerful asset to contact customers in the future. So for your guys' background information, if you want to know how to create a Facebook ad from scratch for a product launch, I have it's about a 10-minute training that goes over that. Here's a link if you want to write this down. It's just a basic training on how to create a Facebook ad for a launch. This is available inside of Boost Rooster as well. But I wanted to give this to you guys without boring you on this presentation because I want to get into more advanced stuff. And the URL here is bit.ly/FB ad rebate training. So that means Facebook ad rebate training, FB ad rebate training, bit.ly/FB ad rebate training. And this is the ad that I'll show you how to make in that video. And what we do with this ad is we run an ad to a cold traffic on Facebook, and we get them to click to get a deal on a product, and then we lead them to Amazon to buy through a specific keyword. We give them a rebate automatically using the software, and then we get our ranks to go up when we run this for 10 to 15 days. So this is essentially the process that the buyer will go through. They will hit send message on this image back here. They'll hit send message when they're browsing Facebook to get the deal. They become a ManyChat subscriber when they hit that. And then we use the bot to tell them, go to Amazon, search for charcoal airbag, find the product, tell us the price of the product, verify that you purchased the product, and then we automatically will just give them a rebate after a certain number of days. This is a full price buyer, and we can use PayPal, we can use Amazon cards, or we can use Visa reward cards. So whatever your preferred method is to give a rebate, you can do that. Our system allows you to do PayPal easily, Amazon gift cards, or Visa reward cards. And what I'm just going to do real quick here is show you the process for creating a campaign, so you can kind of see that it's not that difficult, and people with really no experience can figure this out really easily too. So this is my platform, Boost Rooster. This is going to create a chatbot campaign for you in about 2 minutes. You're going to watch me do it live, okay? So we're going to create a new campaign, and we're just going to call it Lavender Essential Oil, and then we're going to do like May 30th. And you have a whole bunch of different rebates you can give. So you can give a reward card, you can give PayPal, you can give an Amazon gift card like I mentioned. Let's just do a reward card. This is a Visa prepaid card. So CPR numbers, let's say we do the CPR calculation and the number we need to do per day is 5 units per day. So what this number, we're typing this into Boost Rooster, and it's going to create a ManyChat template for us that limits the number of rebates we give out to 5 per day. If you didn't have this in here, you could potentially give out hundreds, thousands of rebates without noticing it. So having this in, or either programming it yourself or having Boost Rooster put that in there for you, that's going to stop the number of rebate deals you give out to protect your budget. So let's say we want to do a $10 Visa reward rebate, and we want to do 5 of those per day. And we want to rank for the keyword Lavender Essential Oil. And I spelled that wrong because of the lag. Okay, if you wanted to do more keywords, you could also type more. We have a keyword rotation feature that allows you to do many keywords, but we'll just do 1 for this demonstration. Okay, then what you do is you just click Add Product. You type a couple details about your product, the ASIN, what the price is of the product, and you write about 2 sentences to describe what your product is. Then you upload an image. What this is going to do is insert all of these details that you type into your ManyChat campaign for you, so that you don't have to go on ManyChat and click edit and add all these different things and move boxes around. All you have to do is just type it in Boost Rooster, and we move it into the template for you. We're trying to make it as frictionless as possible. We click next. So I just add a product that I already created. It's a lavender essential oil. And your ManyChat campaign is actually done. We're completely finished with it. That's all you need to do to create this ManyChat campaign, other than put it on a Facebook ad, run the Facebook ad. So I'm just going to show you quickly how you go to the next step here. This is inside of the campaign that we just created. You're going to have to install this ManyChat template, but there's a couple different options you might want to consider before you do that. Do you want to follow up automatically and get reviews? You can click this on, and we have it in the template. So if you check on, we'll automatically follow up and ask for reviews for you after, I think it's 12 days after shipment. We also have email-based and text-based reminders that you can send out. So if you wanted to follow up to get reviews with text message and email as well, you just click on, and then these will automatically follow up for you. You don't have to go in and type emails. You don't have to go in and type text messages. It's all automatically sent out. Then what you would do is you would just hit preview or active, and then you're basically good to go to install it. The last step here, because we did a Visa reward campaign, you do also need to fund the campaign. So say that you're giving out $50 of rebates per day. You might want to fund like say $150 or $200 in here just to give you a couple days of funding, so that when the campaign is running, we're going to automatically make these reward cards for you and send these reward cards to customers as they confirm. So they're going to go on the template. They're going to say, I purchased this product. Here's my Amazon order ID. We verify that that order ID is real, and then we automatically send the rebate to these people that have the verified orders. So that is the process for creating the campaign. Usually that process would take about an hour to an hour and a half, but we've simplified the creation of the template and everything down to, as you could see, about 2 minutes. And not only that, the work on the back end, sending rebates, that's also being automated. So you don't have to go out and manually issue rebates. So it's really, really a game-changing tool that we've been working on. That's the software there. And let's just go to the next slide. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about how to save budget using this process, okay? Method 1 to save budget, improve buyer quality. So there's a big misconception for people that run these campaigns that they want to get a lower cost per redemption. They want to get as many rebate purchasers for as little cost as they possibly can. That's not necessarily the correct logic. The reason is you can get a lot of buyers for very cheap, but they're going to be buyers that only get rebates all day. There's actually people in groups on Facebook, all across Facebook, that all they do all day is get rebates, free products, and then they either return them or they sell them on eBay or they sell them somewhere. It's like a full-time business for them. You don't want to be in a situation where you're just attracting these types of people to your deals. So my first tip is don't give 100% off or really even close to 100% off. Do about 80% off. And I would suggest doing a reward card or a Visa gift card or an Amazon gift card, something like this, rather than like a cash reimbursement, because this is going to deter some of these people who just want to make money from this process. That's one of the easy tips. Another tip is to improve buyer quality and keep out these deal seekers is don't give rebates to people who have canceled their orders. So if somebody has canceled a rebate order, you don't want to be giving them a rebate, and you don't even want these people in your deals. But you might be wondering, how do you keep out people who cancel rebates from anyone on Facebook? So say you have, let's say 5,000 Amazon sellers running rebate campaigns on Facebook. How are you going to know if a person that opts into your campaign is a scammer before they buy from you? It's not possible to know unless you're using a network like Rooster, because we have access to all of these scammer accounts. And what we can do is we can actually prevent them from opting in. I'll explain how that works. We prevent them from opting in the first place by filtering them out. So let's go to this part here. Rooster Protect. This is how we prevent canceling users from opting in the first place. What we do is we actually have access to hundreds of people who run these rebate campaigns through Rooster, and we can actually match the names of cancelers so that when they opt into your deals, if they've tried to scam some other Rooster user in the past, they're not even going to be allowed to opt into you at all. That's the power of having access to this data. It's all anonymized. Like we don't share like the names of them or anything, but we keep them out preemptively. So that's the power of tapping into a network. Rather than running this on your own, you can keep these low quality buyers out of your deals preemptively. This is a scamming method that's commonly used. You guys that do PayPal rebates might be familiar with this. It's called the cancellation bait and switch. What the scammer will do is they'll place an order through your rebate campaign, then they'll cancel their order, And then they'll use that order ID. Even though they've canceled, they still have an order ID, and they'll verify that it's a real order. And then you'll issue a rebate to somebody who didn't even receive their product. So using Boost Rooster, we actually verify that the order is being shipped before we send the rebate. So if you don't actually have confirmation that an order shipped, then you don't know whether they've canceled or not. Our system waits until it's shipped to give a rebate. So that prevents that type of activity from happening to you. And the other thing, we preemptively block people who do this. So anyone who's done this, they're going to get blocked from everybody else in the network too. So we keep these cancellation bait and switch people out of it preemptively. The other method to save your budget, improve performance on these campaigns is on the Facebook side of things. So optimizing Facebook ad performance and budget. Here's some things that you can look at. And if I'm going too fast, you guys have questions, I'm going to do Q&A later, so just let me know, okay? Facebook ads, we look at daily spend, how much spend is going to various ad sets, what is our cost per message on Facebook, and how many orders are we getting on a daily basis? What are we spending on those orders? As you're running your launch, if you have any experience running these types of launches, you might notice that you're hitting your order cap very early on in the day. If that's the case, and you say you're doing like a $15 per day budget, but you're getting to the number of orders that you need very quickly without using all that budget, you don't want to go in and actually pause the campaign. It's better practice to reduce the budget slightly day by day until you get to the level where you need to. So instead of going $50 per day and then saying, oh, it's going way too fast, turn off the whole thing, that could impact you severely the next day. What you want to do instead is reduce the budget on the campaign by 25%, no more than 25% in a 24-hour period. So that's going to prevent you from not meeting your daily sales requirements. If you turn off campaigns, sometimes Facebook will like re-optimize, or they won't spend budget the next day, and it's going to screw everything up. So decrease budget rather than turning things off is better practice. Using breakdowns, this is another method. So you can use in the ad sets, there's a thing called breakdowns, and you can actually see performance of your campaigns based on age, gender, platform, placement. This is the order of optimization. So what you can do is click breakdowns and then go into, say, age, and say you click age and you see people between the ages of 25 and 34 are getting better results than people in other age ranges. You can actually just go in and target those age ranges specifically. Stop targeting the ones that are wasting budget. You can also do this with gender, platform, meaning Facebook or Instagram, and placement. Is it on the news feed? Is it in the audience network, etc. So this is the optimization order. If you're going through breakdowns to optimize, I would suggest going in this order. This doesn't help all campaigns. It helps campaigns where you have higher budget. If you're spending more than $500 to run this rebate campaign, let's say it's a more competitive type of rebate campaign, you're going to get more benefit out of optimizing by breakdowns because you have more time to optimize. Okay, so just for your background information, when you're running these campaigns, you're doing, say, an 80% off reward card campaign. You should be getting rebates, confirmed buyers for between $2 to $5. If it's under $1, you're probably getting a lot of low quality buyers. If it's over $5, you're probably not really having an enticing offer, or people just don't want your product even at a discount, which is a bad sign. So it should be between $2 to $5. The cost that you spend per confirmed buyer, it's going to depend greatly on how good is your ad. Does your product look good in the ad that you create? Who you're targeting? Are you targeting interests that relate to your product, the right types of people in your cold audience targeting? And how good is your offer? Are you doing 80% off, or say you're doing 1% off? You're not going to get that much traction if you're doing 1% off, but the offer does greatly impact your cost per purchase. I would suggest 80% off. If you're using Boost Rooster, you're going to have a better performance than most templates because we automatically follow up, and the way that we do it is optimized to get that cost down, the cost per conversion down. But still, you're getting real buyers. We're just trying to make the real buyers more likely to purchase. And like I said earlier, lower cost per redemption doesn't always mean you're doing something right. Amazon buyers have different quality scores. We want higher quality buyers. So Finding people on Facebook versus going to a rebate distribution platform where there's a limited pool of buyers is going to give you access to a larger pool of buyers, more quality buyers, and that's why Facebook is so powerful. Okay, so now I'm just going to get into a couple ways to fix your campaigns if you notice something is not going as planned. So say you're running a rebate campaign and you're not getting any redemptions, or your cost is just through the roof. So maybe you have a really good day 1, day 2, and then day 3, your cost per redemption goes to like $15 or $20 per redemption. What do you do in a scenario like that? Tip 1 is the audience reboot. So if your ad set performance takes a nosedive, you can reboot your Facebook ad sets. The first option is refreshing with duplication. So find the ad set that is performing the best. So this is actually your targeting. Which audiences are you targeting? This is on the ad set level. Find the one that's performing the best, duplicate that a few times, and then turn off the ones that aren't doing well. You always want to have at least one running so that your ad doesn't completely turn off, but duplication is a very good way to kind of give Facebook more opportunities to perform better, make your ads perform better. The second option is add more audiences. So you really should be targeting audiences that are 5 million plus in size. It used to be the case that narrow targeting performed better on Facebook ads, but it's really the case now. Larger targeting, giving Facebook more options to choose from gets you better results. I find this when I run traffic to my e-commerce site. I find this when I run rebates. Just giving Facebook more autonomy, more ability to find good buyers is a good thing. Diving into behavior results, finding ages that perform well. So I mentioned that, that's with your breakdowns. Okay, second tip here, using a rule shutoff. So if you are not getting good performance and you're gonna spend a couple $100 across a campaign, you might wanna add a couple rules. So Facebook allows you to do these things called automated rules where you can turn on or off things when certain events occur. So a rule that I like to use for rebate campaigns is turn off an ad set if cost per message exceeds $5 per message. And what you can do is run this 2 times per day. And here's how to do it. Inside of your ad sets on the left, you can see this is in the Facebook ad manager. You click create new rule. And on the right-hand side, this is the rule that you can create. Turn off ad sets if cost per result, which means cost per message, is greater than $5. Every day, you can see on the right here, every day at 1 p.m., it's automatically going to turn off ad sets that are not performing well. This gives Facebook ability to send budget to ad sets that are performing well. And what I also like to do is create another rule that turns everything back on at midnight. So you don't want everything to be shut off because sometimes you'll have days where everything just performs badly. You don't want everything to automatically shut off. And then you wake up the next morning and everything is turned off. You have no rebates going out. Having it so it automatically turns back on at midnight, that's something that you should also put on. Okay, so I did mention tip 3, decreasing campaign budgets. Don't pause or delete campaigns. Don't pause or delete ad sets. Decrease budget on the campaign level instead of pausing. That's going to give you better cost control. Okay, let's go to the next part here. Okay, so I talked all about Facebook optimization. I talked about how to create the campaign, why buyer quality control matters. And now I'm just going to talk about like, what is the big picture? Are we just going to be giving away products forever? Or is there some sort of benefit aside from having access to all of these quality buyers on Facebook? What is the benefit to having access to these buyers directly? Why do we need to build this audience? And what I like to do with the audience is I like to build evergreen traffic sources. So after I spend money acquiring customers, I want these customers to give me value to my brand in the future. I don't want it to just be a single purchase and then they're gone forever. I want to build a community with these people. So how to build an audience and community with your launch efforts. That's what I'm going to talk about briefly here. What do we collect from these product launches? When we use ManyChat, when we use Facebook ads, what are we collecting? We're building a ManyChat messenger audience. And the value of that is whenever you come out with a new product, whenever you have something you need to tell your customers, you can pretty much instantly communicate with them. There are different rules that have been put in place by Facebook recently that limit us in some regard to how often we can contact them. However, we can use broadcasts, paid messages that are very affordable, easy to set up, and we can contact these customers pretty much whenever we want with any promotional content, as long as we structure it as a paid message. Just for your background information, when you run these, it'll be about $10 to have your message reach a couple hundred people. So it's not that expensive, and it's very effective still. SMS audience. When we run these launches, we're also building a list of phone numbers. Like I mentioned in the Boost Rooster setup, you turn on SMS opt-in, you're going to be collecting phone numbers as well. So we can use these phone numbers to announce things as well, send people a text message. ManyChat allows you to send text messages through their platform, which is really cool. They added that fairly recently. And Boost Rooster, we added it to our platform as quickly as we could because we know the power of collecting the audience. The other thing, email audiences. Email is extremely valuable as well. The real benefit of email is you control that email address. Facebook can't take an email address that's opted away from you. And you can contact that person a lot more frequently than you could, say, via text or via Facebook Messenger, because we're kind of used to seeing a lot of emails. When somebody sends us a text message every day, it can get kind of annoying, but if we get an email every day from a marketer, it doesn't annoy us as much, right? Andy probably sends you guys a lot of emails. I send people that I work a lot of emails too, but it probably doesn't annoy you. Whereas if he were calling you every day, that might get kind of annoying, right? Even though Andy's a good guy. we have to be respectful of people. So how do these things help your brand over the long term? Amazon business owners, they call themselves Amazon business owners. They stop at the rebate campaign, they collect leads, but they never really put in the effort to build a relationship with these customers and turn these customers into future buyers. It's not a one-off transaction. It's not just put a quarter in the slot machine and pull the lever, get some money. We're actually trying to acquire real customers for a brand. At least that's how I view it. So aside from using these lists to launch new products, I send people to Facebook communities, in particular, Facebook groups. Facebook groups, rather than Facebook pages, perform way better for nurturing and building relationships with customers. I really believe strongly in getting your audience into a Facebook group as soon as you can. So related to your product, there's one type of group that I really like to make. It's called an organic engine group is what I call it. I get people, say I'm selling lavender essential oil. I would make a Facebook group that relates to essential oil home therapy or essential oil home remedies. Get my customers in this group so the group starts building, and then Facebook will actually help you grow this group on your own. So you can get traffic from Facebook groups that go to your brand every single day on autopilot if you start feeding your customers into this group. And the only way this is going to work is if you provide quality content in the group. You have a quality product. It's not just a scam. And having a customer service that actually talks with customers, that's also going to increase the likelihood you're going to build relationships in these groups with the buyers. So what I really like to do is just build communities around these topics that are very popular. So I find existing groups that are out there relating to what I'm selling to prove that there is an interest. There are communities out there related to what I'm selling. So there are hundreds, probably thousands of Facebook groups relating to essential oil home therapy. So what you could do is join all these groups and see what kind of content are they posting? How can I take some tips from their content and start replicating that in my group? You don't want to steal what they're doing, but seeing how are they getting people to engage? What kind of questions are people asking? What kind of questions can I answer? And you could build your structure kind of like that. Start getting your audience into your new group, and then you have control of the group. So you can use this group to raise awareness for new products you launch. You can get people to go to your website. You can actually build a real e-commerce business instead of just an Amazon business that takes sales on Amazon. I've built several groups on Facebook to 10,000 members. In my e-commerce business, I have a few. Obviously have some for other things as well, consulting, etc. But it's a very powerful marketing channel. So here's an example. Here's some of the groups that I found just by searching for essential oil. You can find hundreds just by going to Facebook and typing in the search bar, essential oil, and then you click, there's a little groups tab, and you can see all the groups that relate to it. What you can even do, a little trick, is find some groups that already exist, contact the admins, and you can acquire these groups for very cheap. A lot of these groups are run by just fans of essential oil. They have no monetary expectations. So when you contact them and say, you know, I like your group that has 25,000 members. Would you take $1,000 for it? You'd be surprised. Sometimes people will actually sell it for that. And you can get access to a huge audience that you can really catapult your products with using these Facebook groups. So just a couple tips before I close this out. Pick a topic people are passionate about. Make sure a topic's large enough that the group can grow to hundreds of thousands of members, potentially. Make a really good header image so what people want to join the group. Have valuable content in the group. So like example, post about what are essential oils, talk about how to use essential oils, maybe even have a video on the best essential oils to buy, which will obviously lead them to buy your product, right? If you own the group, that's the value of owning the group. You can lead them down this funnel, this path to know your brand and trust your brand. So that's my presentation. I tried to fit everything in. Hopefully I didn't go over. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to go in detail on anything you guys want.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you. Okay, let's look through the Q&A.
Yeah.
Okay. Ryan can see the questions or the first question, Wang. Okay.
Yeah. So Wang, he says, how many keywords will you suggest to start for your first campaign? Will too high order percentage of a particular keyword trigger a red flag in Amazon algorithm? So I would really just suggest going for one keyword at a time. The reason is with search, find, buy, you're telling people go to Amazon, type this in, search it. Not everyone is going to type exactly what you tell them, even if you give them very specific instructions. You tell them go to Amazon and search lavender essential oil, they'll probably still type other words and find you another way. You're not going to trigger anything through like search, find, buy purchases. I've never seen anything get triggered like that. Amazon rewards more sales, so the only thing you'll trigger probably is better rankings, but nothing negative that I've ever seen. So that one is answered, but let me see.
Okay, and then now Alvin has two, I mean, it's the same question, but I think.
Yeah, it says you're going to answer it. Do you want me to answer these?
Oh, no, I'm pressing it for you.
Okay. What happens if the buyer requests a product refund after getting a rebate? Is that tracked? So we can add those buyers to a blacklist after that happens. We obviously can't know if the refund happens until after it happens, but we do also have a list of refunds, buyers that get added to the blacklist. That's a good question. Hopefully that helps you. Yeah, return after shipping.
Next, Wang again.
Wang again, okay. Currently, can we use traffic outside of Facebook to opt in for our Boost Rooster campaign? You can, however, well, really the best second place would be Instagram because that's also owned by Facebook, but it's Facebook Messenger. So if you're sending people from outside of the Facebook ecosystem to use Facebook Messenger, it's not going to work as well. You want to get people that already have like 100% guaranteed Messenger, get them to opt in Facebook Messenger. That's more effective. And Andrew has a question as well regarding PayPal, Amazon cards, Visa cards, which is more attractive to buyers. So, I mean, really, people obviously want cash back. That's what most people would want, but we don't want to just think, is this more attractive to everybody, or is this going to get me higher quality buyers? If you're doing like an 80% back rebate and you're using a gift card, the buyer who is willing to pay a couple dollars and also knows they're going to get a gift card on the back end, they're a little more likely to be a quality buyer just because they're not expecting cash back and they also know that there's a little out of pocket. The scammer community, they don't like to pay anything and they like cash back. So I like to try to use a little bit of a bump just to keep those people out if I can. So out of those options, Amazon works very well. Visa also works very well. A lot of people wanted us to add Visa as an option because it has, you know, no association with Amazon or whatever, because that's what they requested for security. So that's why we added that, and it works well too.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, Ryan, as you guys know that you know, Ryan's website or the so-called software is called Boost Rooster.
Right.
And been using Boost Rooster. You guys are in version 4 already, right?
Yeah, we're in version 4. So we've been working on it since November. We've had quite a few updates, adding, you know, email, SMS opt-ins, blacklists, etc.
And since the first day I've been using it, I'm among the first. I guess I'm quite a early batch of users, and since then I've seen that they have progressed a lot and they keep on changing. And I mean, if you have paid for the software, I mean, it's really worth the money because they keep on changing. So
Yeah.
guys, if you want to subscribe to Boost Rooster, especially if you guys are already my student, you know, you are already doing your campaigns, you know, to launch your product, etc. And if you're using other what do you call it, the other competitors, which I don't want to name them in this YouTube video. Okay, Boost Rooster is definitely a good choice for you guys to use. So I will be typing out my promo code, so you guys can use this promo code to get a discount. Okay, if you use Boost Rooster. Okay, and also we will not be giving out the slides. There will be no slides given, guys. Somebody asking me. Okay, but the video will be in my YouTube channel in the next few weeks. Okay, I'll be making videos every week, some videos every week. So stay tuned to my YouTube channel. You'll be posted inside. Okay.
Awesome.
And also, I know there's some people here, which I can see their names. You have not attended my class yet before. You know, you are still new. You haven't, you know, you have signed up for my class, but have not signed up. You have not attended the class. So don't be confused. Don't get confused, because these are things that is at the later stage, which is the marketing stage. So you have to go and attend the class first, know how to set up the account, do the product research, which is also very important, etc. And then once your product reach Amazon, then you talk about the marketing part, which what Ryan is talking about. Okay, so don't get confused. Don't worry. You know, you will get to the point. Okay, so thank you so much. We have our thank you so much, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you. It was great.
I hope to catch up with you again soon, man. When I go to US.
Okay. Yeah, I read your book. Everybody should buy it. Okay.
Thank you so much. I'll put for you guys. Okay. Thank you so much, Ryan. Okay. So our next speaker is Eve. But Eve, I think he is a bit late. He's not late because I told him it's at 10:30. So maybe can we just do a break now? You know, for maybe 15 minutes. You want to go to the toilet or something, and then we'll start at 10:30. Okay, 10:30 we'll start. Okay, do not exit. Do not exit. Okay, because once you exit, it's very difficult to come in again. So don't exit. Okay. Anyway, we can't see you. Okay, your camera is not on, so don't worry. Okay, but do